Oh, well, mine is Fox Knight, so they can name it Fox. Can you guess what I... Other than the title. Can you guess what I saw? Also... Oh, no. One, the popcorn buckets are really freaking cool. Because not only do they kind of have, like, the aesthetic of, like, it's carved into, like, the stones of these, like, you got Kong here, Godzilla here. But on the flip side, you can actually see, let me see, is it? Yeah, you see Kong's face, and then you see the Scar King's face underneath it. And it's flipped here as well. And then also on, this one here, you have the same thing, but is it Godzilla up here and then Shimo on there. And then you can also take them. Ah, damn. Come on. Oh, come on. How do I... Please tell me they hook into... Okay, well, I know they hook into each other. There we go. They hook into each other and they make a full bite. There's still a divide in the center, but you know, you want to share with friends, I guess. I don't know. Also, I just realized that it's like earth and then water on one side. So that's just sick. At some point I'm gonna put these like in the background and have like Godzilla and all them in front of it. But by God, that looks so sick. But I just saw Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. And oh, it's a Godzilla. It also has like a thing on back. And I'm legit gonna say this right now. I think it's probably my favorite MonsterVerse movie. It has an issue. I'll get to it. But I think this might be one of my favorite MonsterVerse movies. Because, one, also I got some cups. Which I just realized they didn't give me the caps for them. So I don't have caps for these cups. But they did come also with these little figures. I'm going to get to the review. Don't worry. I will. Don't worry. But they come with different things. Like they have these little figures like Kong, which he kind of looks like classic King Kong. He doesn't really look like MonsterVerse Kong. Yeah, they did not give me the cap for this. Huh. You got Kong. You got Scar King. Poor Shimo. All she gets is like one figure. I think they're gonna go with like an SH Arts one, but I don't know if I'd get it. Not because like I don't like her, because I really actually do. She's a really great addition to the to the MonsterVerse. You got Scar King. I gotta get the mega size Scar King now. You got Scar King, and then you also got, of course, you know him, you love him, Godzilla. Which I actually really like how he's standing here. Like, he's just, like, looking backwards. Like, I love this. All right, so let's watch. I'm going to watch the trailer. I haven't, because again, FYI, I go into these completely blind. I don't watch any of the trailers because, one, I already know it's Godzilla. I'm going to watch it. And, yeah, see, look at that. That's a really sick mold. Like, I have this one here where he's kind of doing, like, a similar pose. But I think this one actually captures it a lot better. In either case, let's get into this. And we'll talk more about the movie in a minute. So let's begin. 3, 2.
For centuries, there was harmony. The Titans were the guardians of nature.
He just does
and
not
the great
care.
Apes became the protectors of humanity.
Hold on. I gotta get Godzilla over here. There you go. You can see him. I'll put any others later. Oh, hell yeah. So
We've discovered a signal. She can feel it. Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too. Something is coming.
God, I hope they make a figure of Godzilla like that, where like you see like all the veins going up him.
Something even they're afraid of. You feel like going for a ride?
Thought never are.
Lay down. Come on, come here, lay down.
Just try not to swallow your tongue.
What?
Oh my God! This movie is holy hell it is.
Is that a mini Kong?
Oh my God.
That's not just a signal. That's a call for war. What is that?
God.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
Hell yeah, you won't.
The last time those two met up, it was almost the end of Kong.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Now I have seen everything.
I love
We've
how you
made
hear
some
the
minor
you could hear the atomic breath like droop, 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 droop.
augmentations.
Oh.
A little bit of spoilers for this movie. They did pull a Spider-Man No Way Home on this trailer. And you can kind of understand a little bit. Okay, so here's the thing. King of the Monsters is my favorite movie. Like, the Monsterverse version of King of the Monsters is my number one favorite movie, or was my number one favorite movie. This movie, I legit would say, pushed it down one. Because, by God, is it not amazing? Because, here's the thing. I love Godzilla, as you can tell. I love Godzilla. I love the Monsterverse. I legit think, like, this is some of the best. I don't know if I'd say, like, oh yeah, it's high art. Don't know if I'd say that. Maybe, actually. Because here's the thing. There are 3 stories going on here in this movie. There's 3 stories. You're following 3 different sets of characters. You're following Godzilla, somewhat. Godzilla pops in and out. Like, I do feel like Toho saying Godzilla can't really emote kind of keeps it where they kind of keep it as mystery, but also it makes Godzilla feel more of like a badass, I think, too. So it's a give and take kind of thing. Godzilla is roaming around the world, pretty much eating radiation. Which actually, give me a minute. FYI, this comic, I said it was okay and it's fine, and I like the ideas in it. I will say though, I found out this was kickstarted. By God, Legendary, you stole people's money. Because, holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong. It is a decent comic. But, one, yes, there's nothing that happens in here other than it being, like, other than, like, kinda, not even kinda, sorta. Like, this, right, like, there's nothing in this book. There's, like, and the thing is, people kickstarted, and, like, I guess some of the side characters are, like, people that donated just to get into this. Like, I'm sorry you kickstarted this. I legit am. And I like the Monsterverse, don't get me wrong. This has some cool ideas in it, but doesn't play anything into this. It's not a prequel. It's nothing. which I kind of figured, but still, like, other than Kong maybe like exploring areas, yeah, like just it's really nothing. But in any case, pretty much you're following Kong, Godzilla, and the humans. Godzilla is mostly going around the Earth after fighting Scylla. That's the only thing it kind of sets up in this. But even then, it doesn't even like. I think just leaving it alone for you to interpret that Godzilla was just there to fight Scylla because Scylla was screwing around is probably a better thing than just like, oh yeah, some dude was luring Scylla and Godzilla to different places with a lure. Like, no, but yeah. But anyways, it does follow up pretty much exactly like where the comic kind of ends, where Godzilla is fighting against Scylla, and by God, does he just straight kill Scylla? Which also, here's the thing too. Godzilla fights a few different kaijus in this. Handsome! Hold on. Okay. And the thing is too, like, I guess the comics are actually canon. Because in this, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2012 graphic novel, Godzilla Dominion. I gotta read Godzilla Dominion. Because Tiamat is in this movie too, and she's this, like, dragon, like, underwater dragon thing that fights with sharp, like, scales and all that. She's in this, and she glows pink. Because, Godzilla pretty much, there's this energy that's being sent out, a message, through some psychokinetic energy that is being sent out, and it's sending a warning out to Godzilla, hey, something big is coming, and you need to get ready for it. Which Godzilla then goes across the world, fighting, Scylla, absorbing the radiation from there, and then also going to a nuclear reactor to absorb it, to then, that's where you actually see, this, what is it, when, you see, where is it? It's where you see Godzilla being attacked by the military. Well, they're like drones. But pretty much after he actually absorbs it, that's when he turns like that. But Godzilla is absorbing more and more radiation. People are like, why is he doing it? It's like, because he's getting ready for a fight. He's getting ready to fight something that is coming. This guy. He's getting ready to fight something that's coming. And it's like, okay, what is he getting ready to fight for? And there's this signal that's going out that's talking, in a sense, to them, warning him that. And apparently the signal's been going out each and every time. And that's whole Godzilla's thing, really. He's going around the world, he's fighting Scylla, and then eventually he fights Tiamat, where, it's funny, he fights Scylla in Rome, kills it, I guess absorbs radiation, I think, and then takes a nap in the Colosseum, which I'm like, and it's funny too, because, the people straight say it, the governments are calling Mar, you gotta get your big-ass lizard out of here, and they're like, he's fighting the kaijus and protecting the Earth. Let him sleep wherever the hell he wants. I don't care. They're like, I don't care. If Godzilla wants to sleep in the Colosseum, he sleeps in the Colosseum. If he wants to sleep on the White House, he sleeps on the White House. Leave him the hell alone. You can bother him if you want. It's your funeral. I love that. I love that so much. What, Zoe? Sorry, hold on, give me a minute. But they're like, do whatever, leave him alone. Leave him the hell alone. And it seems like also him and Kong have made kind of a symbiosis in the sense of you stay in Hollow Earth, I'll stay up here, and we're good. Just straight. I stay here, you stay here, leave. We go our separate ways. While then the other story is Kong, which, man, they really made him look like the old Kong. Is Kong fight is Kong in Hollow Earth, and he's kind of just living his life. Like, he is down here he is down in Hollow Earth looking for more of his kind. He's looking for, other Kong, I can't remember, Titanus Kongus, I don't know. He's looking for more of them. And, and the cool thing is, you learn, a lot of this movie, especially because, stuff with, Kong and all that stuff, and Godzilla, you kind of get a little bit of narration where, what is Godzilla doing? He's powering up. And, even, when, he goes to fight Tiamat, the reason why he fights Tiamat, and it's the only reason why he went to fight Tiamat, is because Tiamat, where her lair is a place where there's a crap, where, it's, the pinnacle point of where all the solar radiation hits, meaning there's so much radiation there that he can just absorb it. And Tiamat comes out looking pink, too, so it even hints at, this is why he's going to go from this to that. Because he's going to absorb that pink energy and that radiation and become even more powerful, more stronger, evolved, you might say. But that's Godzilla's in Kong. He's trying to find his own people, and while he's, and you see him, he's has his own cave system. He's fighting these other kaijus that chase after him, which is really funny because, and here's the thing too, I was a bit worried in the beginning, but it really does just kind of set the scale of Hollow Earth is their world. It is the Titans' world. Because when Kong is getting chased by a pack of these tiger things that are all similar height to him, he looks small. All of them look small because they're in their own world. They're where they're supposed to be. They only look weird or giant when they're in our world, where they're not supposed to be. So, Godzilla. So, these guys, oh god. So, so Kong is trying to find a place, and eventually when that signal starts going off, some things happen. A rift opens up under where Kong kind of lives at. He has his own little cave system, his little cave that he likes to sleep in. I guess it's the cave that's in the comic. But, it's not like we ever see, the writing on the wall or anything like that. And also, Doug is there and just steals some of his food every once in a while. But Kong is just chilling. Chilling there. He's trying to find his people. Just making sure all this is recording. Yeah, okay. He's trying to find his people, or trying to find, any sign of his people, if they're even alive down there. And eventually when he goes down this rift, or this, crevice, he actually finds himself in a, more stranger area. And then he finds out there is, Hollow Earth is, there's Hollow Earth, but then there's also smaller pockets worlds also there. I don't think there's going to be the whole idea of, it's another dimension. It's another world. I don't think that's the case. But I do think it is the sense of these, there are, these other, subworlds, which we kind of even see in the Monarch show but the Monarch show, you say, where those are, it's more, in-between points of Earth, where the portals lead and not. This one, this one is, a pocket world that's, blocked off completely. And he finds Shimo, and he's a little shit. When I tell you, when I first saw this guy, I'm oh, are they going to give him a cute little sidekick character that he's going to, adopt? And yes, he does adopt him pretty much. But it's after, this little guy tries to betray him. Kong gets jumped by a bunch of other of his kind, which, it's heartbreaking for Kong to fight his own kind after he's been searching for so long, and then they try to kill him. And, it's also, amazing, seeing them, when they have different weapons. Some have large-ass knives, clubs. You do see also Kong that Kong wants to protect or help them. At one point where one of them falls off the edge of a cliff. Kong grabs and reaches and grabs their hand, like, look, I'm not gonna let you go. Pulls them up, and he's like, oh, we're good. Then they grab a knife and try to stab him again. He just punches them, either punch or kicks them, I can't remember, off the edge. And this little guy tries to get him, tries to attack him. Kong grabs his ass by his foot and swings him around like a weapon, and beats the shit out of the other people, the other Kongs, with him. And it's freaking hilarious. This movie is beautiful to look at, but also to look at the characters' expressions on them. Like when Kong finds out his tooth is broken and he's like, ow, shit. Like, you can tell he's like, when you see, like, him, like, seeing, like, you know, this little guy, and he's like, you know, like, he just hand gesture movements, where this little guy tries to screw him over at one point, he's like, you know, like, using body language and eyesight to do it. You know what they're saying. You know what's going through their heads of all of these characters. Even Godzilla, a lot of the times you see that happen. And while this is going, and like while all of this is going on, and like Kong eventually finds finds like, you know, a large quarry. We don't really know what they were doing there other than they were moving rocks, but we find this large quarry of a bunch of other apes, and it's really cool because you get like the sense, because there's this sense, like, okay, they're like Kong, especially like, and this is the reason why I think Godzilla versus Kong, I was like, it's okay. Like, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say it's like one of my top favorite MonsterVerse movies. And it's because Kong didn't feel like, I loved his axe, don't get me wrong. And like, mind you, I went into this movie fearing that he was going to lose his axe. And he doesn't actually. He doesn't lose his axe in this. Like, he loses it kind of at one point, because when he fights, when he eventually finds this quarry with all these apes. And the thing is, cool, like, when you see, like, Kong looks different from all the other apes. He looks more, like, older. He looks, older in a sense. He looks like more warrior, like a warrior class ape. When he comes in, too, like, it feels like, even, like, without any words, it feels like the true king has come. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, the idea that, like, right now the world's being ruled by a false king, and like now, like, the true king has come, the compassionate king's come to liberate his people. Like, that's how it feels. And like, that's why I'm kind of really like this movie, because even like in Godzilla vs. Kong, they're like, this is really just a Kong movie with Godzilla in it. And mind you, this night, like, a lot of Kong is a lot in this movie, don't get me wrong, he very much is. And I think it's because of Toho, like, again, like, having very strict rules on, like, what Godzilla can and can't do. But even then, they do get away with certain things. Kong is in a large chunk of this movie, and, like, I love, like, the things where, like, he eventually faces off against the Scar King. And there's a lot of more visual storytelling, not only with, like, the characters, like, one thing, like, fighting styles, you can definitely see it, where like, Scar King is more acrobatic than Kong. And he uses that whip with that weird crystal at the end. You have things like, Shima, like, all other of the apes are all black furred, but Shimo is the only ones that's actually orangish, or in this case, brown. Orangish in the movie, and Scar King is also orange. And on the flip side of that, too, there's a point where you see Scar King, like, in his throne room, surrounded by other apes that had other babies that were also orange. So you can assume, like, those apes, like, Scar King is the one who's having kids. Scar King is the one that's, like, ruling over all these apes, stuff like that. Like, that you can pretty much guess that this guy is probably Scar King's biological son. But it's never said. It's never, and it doesn't need to be said. But, like, it's like, you watch the movie and you're like, oh, I never realized that, or something like that. Like, it's a movie that I'm pretty sure you could rewatch and you can see different things in there. There's also things, again, like, that the ape and like eventually like and like the whole thing is that Kong eventually he gets hurt, like he loses his tooth at one time. When he eventually does, and like another thing too, like the way you see like how certain characters, like when Kong eventually fights Shimo here, which we do find out through the humans, which is the third story, that Shimo is controlled by the Scar King, and we find out that like his whip has a crystal at the end that seems to like affect her somehow, some kind of like control her through pain. We're not 100% said what it is, but you could just assume like, and especially with like Scar King having like glowing blue eyes, there's some kind of radiation or some kind of connection there. Something that crystal does allows him to control Shimo. And again, like through visual storytelling, all that stuff. With Kong, he sees this thing, he sees Shimo charge up her ice beam, and and he's like, oh shit, it's like Godzilla, I'm gonna block it. Brings up his axe to block it, and then he finds out quickly, oh no, that's not how this goes, because you even see it starting to freeze up. His fist starting to freeze up, and you're like, oh shit. And then pretty much it's like Kong is getting, hurt. And then from there, and then this also goes to the third story, which is the humans, which the humans are great. They dropped 11. 11's not in this, which, yeah, they didn't need her in there right now. But they do follow the deaf Inu girl. I believe it is Inu. The Inu girl from Skull Island, who's Kong's friend, and taught him sign language, all that. Where she's having visions. She's having visions of like these 3 pyramids or 3 arcs, but I'm guessing it had to be the pyramids, and visions of the Scar King coming. And also Bernie's in this, if you didn't see, which I was like, oh, cool, Bernie's in this. The guy from the other one, and pretty much like her stepmom goes to Bernie like, look, everyone else is not telling me this, Mike, she's drawing these weird ass triangle symbols, and that's where he finds out that every time something's happening, Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, and now like there's been like these spikes that happen of like psychokinetic energy that Godzilla picks up on and sends him into a frenzy almost to search out. So pretty much like pretty much like every time Godzilla, like why was Godzilla attacking this place, or how did Godzilla know Mechagodzilla was happening? It was kind of because of this. Like he sensed a disturbance, and also like they were also saying like there's something going on, like, and pretty much like her mom, Bernie, and this new guy who is a fun thing. Like she is having like visions. Yeah, see the triangles.
We've discovered a signal. She can feel it.
Yeah.
Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too.
This guy is fun. Like he's always like happy. Like they call him like hippy dippy, and so like he's like, come on man, let's keep moving. Like, and like he's having a blast, like fixing Kong's tooth, giving him a metal one, which he doesn't have here. Like saying like, yeah, we got to get him this art. When like Kong comes back with his hand all messed up, they put this on him because the idea is to augment a Titan to make him stronger in case he needs something to fight with. And they give Kong his electric punch. They give Kong his electric powers, kind of. Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. I'm like, all right, I'm okay with this. And they trying to think. And pretty much they go into Hollow Earth trying to find out, like, after, like, the Hollow Earth base was attacked, what happened there. And they see, like, the bloody handprint on the wall. And oh, your boy, you're handsome. And eventually they try to track down the signal that's coming from in here, coming from the Hollow Earth. And it eventually leads them to a temple where the temple's like, this is Inu tribe. Or the Inuit tribe. What is, and then you also see carved in the walls, Mothra! And they say, like, that's Mothra. Like, what is happening here? And they even lend, like, from that spot, like, they follow, like, a water thing to this weird, like, embryonic, like, kind of wall where they open it up and, like, oh my god, it's another subterranean world here. Oh, handsome. It's another subterranean world here. Like, what is going on? And they find more of the Inuit tribe because, and from the Inuit tribe themselves, like, they find out, like, they have, like, they use, like, quartz crystals, which quartz, FYI, is usually used in, like, magical things as, like, a special material thing. I'm not saying, like, you know, oh, crystal thing, charge it in the moonlight, but I am saying, mythological-wise, it has had products of that. That's why they say, like, the crystal skulls are, like, so mysterious, because they are made of quartz, which quartz has no carbon in it, which means, like, they can't carbon date it, and also that people believe that, like, it could channel certain energies. Like, FYI, some quartz might appear in some of my stories, just so you know. But, that being said, like, from there, that's where we get a little bit more, like, backstory, kind of. Like, one, we find out that this tribe has been living down there, because, FYI, like, there's the books, like, I have the novelizations are canon, because they bring up things straight from them, that I haven't even read them, but I know other stuff. Certain things, like, when, at one point where the mom is reading about, is reading about the, like, what happened in Hollow Earth and stuff like that, they read up and say, like, oh yeah, like, they say, like, they talk about how, humanity, how Godzilla would, protect the balance, while, the apes would protect humanity. But, one of the apes wanted to control the surface world, and controlling a demon, or another guy, Yoshimo, that has the power of shooting ice, take them to like, he was going to go to the surface world and conquer it. He wanted to go to the surface world and conquer it. And, pretty much, like, the Ice Age happened because of Shimo. Like, Shimo was the reason that it froze over, because of her ice breath. And the only reason she got stopped is because of, I can't remember the exact phrasing of it. I think it was the god who swallowed a star sealed them all away in the fiery area. Which, yeah, Godzilla. It's either Godzilla or it's the Godzilla that's, like, they do say it's Godzilla, but, like, the Godzilla that had the Mutos in the stomach and stuff, I would imagine it probably could have been. But they talk about the god that swallowed the star, which is what Godzilla is mentioned in one of the books. That his power comes. Yeah, Zoe, what? That his power comes from, like, a special radiation that's like a star. And I'm like, oh shit! So, what, Zoe? What? You want to come on screen? Man, sorry. Gotta catch my breath. I'm sorry. I'm excited. I love this movie. So they read about that, and, like, that also, that there's a prophecy that because that's the other thing too. Also, the books also bring up in that, I think it's the novelization of Godzilla vs. Kong, that Kong's own species, or at least Kong's side of the family, brought some of the people up to Skull Island. Give me a minute again. Sorry, back. But shit, where was I at? Yeah, but so he sealed them away. And, like, yeah, Godzilla eating a star, all that stuff, and, like, sealed them away in, like, a part of Hollow Earth where there are no portals to the surface. Like, and he's sealed off, and there's no way he can get really. It seems like there's no way he can really get back unless they know where, like, an access area is, like another wall that was put up, like these embryonic walls. And pretty much, we find out that, and wait, the prophecy. There's the prophecy of this, that a girl that, okay. So, now I remember where I'm at. I apologize. I'm a lot of thoughts. Like, Kong's people brought the Inuit tribe, some of the Inuit tribe up to Skull Island to protect them because of some war that was going on down there. Most likely that war was because of this guy. And there's a prophecy that one of their people will come back down into Hollow Earth and bring back Mothra. And I'm like, oh shit, yes! Because like, here's the thing, I was going into this movie expecting Mothra might pop up, but I don't know 100%. As soon as I saw the temple, I'm like, oh, she's coming back, and she does! And it leads to some great shit. Because again, all of these monsters, and that's the reason why, again, I really love this show. I love this series. And how many minutes am I in already? Because by God, I've been talking a lot. 37 minutes, goddamn. Okay. I really love this movie series because a lot of the characters, at least, non-human characters like Kong or Godzilla, they get a lot off from facial expressions, body language, everything. And like the world building around it is usually told through backgrounds or just the characters themselves like moving and stuff like that. Like, it's awesome. I love that stuff. When Kong gets his new gauntlet and is like, I need help I'm gonna need help fighting the Scar King when he comes. And also the Scar King takes his axe, rides Shimo in and goes like, we're gonna take over. Like, especially after like there's this, like, I forget what his name is in Planet of the Apes, but like there's this one ape that's like balding and like he's like kind of thing, like evil, like cartoony evil kind of, and he's like, he follows Kong and this little guy back to where the Ewo tribe people are, and did I bring up the Ewo tribe people? Sorry, I'm everywhere. Yeah, they're under. They've been there. The humans found them, and also I bring it, but like goes there, sees the portals, goes to tell Scar King. Kong's like, I'm gonna need help to fight these guys. So he goes up through one of the portals, and which opens up in Egypt, which is where you see like the whole fight with him against Godzilla here. Where he goes to Egypt and he roars, which sends out the signal to Godzilla halfway across the world, and Godzilla's like, oh, I'm fucking coming. He jumps in the water, chases after him. And here's the thing, again, because here's the reason why I love this. Because, mind you, there is a shit ton of destruction in this, and because here's the thing too, I love it because it shows character of Godzilla. Because Godzilla cares about the balance of this world. He wants to protect this world. That is his whole thing. But that does not mean he gives a shit about you. You specific, like, he cares about the entire planet and everyone in it. Except the people that get in his way. Because when he knows Kong is coming after him, like, obviously, like, he destroys, like, radioactive. He destroys nuclear plants. He destroys the, plant. He destroys the radiation plant. Oh, yeah, see, like, when Kong sees all the apes that this guy's enslaved. Oh man, where is it? I swear I saw it here a second ago.
Each other. We just have to work together.
Now,
Oh yeah, this is what they were trying to lure him away. Yeah, here's the people. That's her calling up Mothra.
We've made some minor augmentations.
oh,
I want to see where it is.
He won't be alone.
Is it here?
There was harmony.
Yeah, I think it's kind of here. Yeah, here. Like, Godzilla's just smashing through shit. He doesn't give a crap. And because here's the thing too, because when the final battle happens, because also here's the thing, because in Egypt, when they're fighting, Kong is trying to say, look, I need your help. Get in the portal with me so we can go fight the Scar King. Godzilla's looking at him like, I told you not to come up here. And he just starts punching and slicing and cutting at him. They start fighting each other. Kong's like, okay, fine. He starts punching him back. Eventually, Godzilla knocks Kong down, and he tries to do the same move of stepping on his chest to crush it. And Kong's like, oh shit, and moves out of the way. Because again, it's the idea of recognition of like, oh shit, like same way like he knew like, oh, protect with the axe, and then that didn't work. When he sees that foot go, he's like, oh shit, and he moves out of the way and the fist, and he's just, punching. And eventually, like, he does get some good hits in, and he does knock Godzilla out. He goes, boom, and you see Godzilla go, oh shit, goes down, and then you see Kong grab his ass by his long ass tail. He grabs his ass by his long ass tail and just starts dragging him towards the portal, like, you idiot, I need your help. Godzilla wakes up going, oh, you're not, like, I told you. And he keeps, and Godzilla gets up, starts shooting atomic breath after him.
They don't have to lie.
Starts shooting atomic breath after him. And the fight keeps on going until the Queen comes in. Because it seems like eventually like Godzilla might kill Kong again and then stops when Mothra appears, which Mothra, like, mind you, like, it's not like she appears in an egg. Like that whole thing is not kind of happening. Like, she just, like, reassembles from radiation itself. Like, the girl goes up to where, like, the top of these pyramids, because the Inuit tribe has their own way of technology, which, honestly, is probably one of my new favorite ways to do technology. And I'll get to it in a minute. But, also, I just realized this is also kind of supposed to reference, like, Hollow Earth, like, the two sides, and, like, when, like, the two mountains that meet in the middle. But, like, Mothra pops up and the little girl appears there also, like, on top. And you see Godzilla look at the little girl and, Mothra with a softer look on his face. Because, again, immediately, he's like, oh, shit, my wife's back! My queen! She has returned! Oh, God. But, oh, my God. I was like, so happy. I was like, yes! And just FYI, yeah, like I said, there's a part here where they pulled a No Way Home where they deleted a character from it. But, God, this, and like pretty much then they go down underground and they had like, Scar King comes in and these embryonic walls get broken by Shimo, who frees them over and destroys it. Hold on. Also, this Shimo came with like Godzilla, a smaller Godzilla too, who has an atomic breath, but I can't get it in his mouth. But she freezes the embryonic wall, it busts open, and then like that's when Godzilla and Kong come in like freaking fallen stars, and that's where you see the whole scene where they're both just running. Where they just slam down and then they just start running towards to fight. Which, it's really funny too, because Scar King is riding on the back of Shimo, and at one point, Kong runs alongside Godzilla, and then jumps on his back and holds on for a minute, and I just 100% know Godzilla was like, you are so lucky we're in a fight now, I would beat your ass. Like, oh my God, and pretty much then they get into a big-ass fight. The Iowa people have these pyramids that they use, this liquid metal they put underneath the pyramid's water, and then like it reacts with the gravity, moves the pyramids closer, which then warps gravity around it, allowing them to lift giant, massive stones for a limited time to then like build big monuments and all this stuff. It's really cool, and I'm like, all right, I like that. It's like ancient technology that isn't just like futuristic technology. It's ancient technology that's like working with physics and stuff like that, and it kind of is like, it's not really magic, but and I'm like, okay, I'm getting into this. And like they would like where like the pyramids touch and collapse and like creates a shockwave of gravity. Then there's like a 0G fight that you kind of see at one point. You see the little guy throw a rock at them while they're floating. But by God, like they have this whole big ass fight there, and like I'll say like only towards the very end does it get like. Is it like they kind of misstepped, but even then it doesn't really feel thing, because the whole idea is that they're trying to keep Scar King away from getting to the portals with his apes and stuff like that. eventually Scar King and Shimo actually do make it through the portal, along with Godzilla and Kong accidentally loses his axe, which I love that, like, he even looks like, God damn it, I just got it back! But that's when they pop up in Brazil. That's when you see, that's where you see, let's see here. Shimo here freezing the sky, starting to, like, create another ice age. And, like, this is where the final battle happens. And, like, it's definitely really freaking cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, seeing them just the destruction of the city, all that stuff. It's not China, like, neon thing. It is a battle in freaking daylight, which is freaking awesome. All the battles are fought in daylight. So for all the people who complained about all the other movies being in darkness and, like, rainy, no, we got it in freaking daylight, and it's freaking great. Like, then you see them throwing buildings and all this shit. It's freaking fun. And even, like, how eventually, like, Scar King dies and all that stuff. Like, but it is weird, because it's like, I feel like this should be, like, a mid-place battle, and then the battle in Hollow Earth would have been the final battle. That's the only thing that's kind of weird. Like, I feel like Scar King should have made his way out. They fought here, then they dragged his ass into Hollow Earth, and that's where they then had their big-ass fight. Their gravity-defying fight or whatever. Because you do kind of go from a fight underground and all this stuff, but then to then overworld. I feel like it should have been overworld and then underground. But it is cool seeing like something like when Scar King like roars at the people on the thing, showing so evilly. He's like, "Yes, I'm back." Also, then Godzilla uses a lot of his radiation to stop what Shimo did at one point. Shimo eventually does join their team, which is great. The action is so fun. And again, like, here's the thing too, again, about the visual storytelling, is that there's these embryonic walls, and we're told that Godzilla sealed off these apes in these different spots. And we're like, okay, how did he do that? And then we see Mothra seal it up with some webbing. It's like, Mothra was there. Mothra helped Godzilla. Mothra and Godzilla have been there for a long time. And Mothra, again, is now alive. She also helps in the final fight, which I also really love, too, because, again, through visual storytelling, we see Godzilla does not give two shits about who he just rams through. He does not give a crap. He destroys so many buildings, probably kills hundreds of thousands of people in this movie. And mind you, it makes sense. He doesn't care because he's just searching for balance. He's not Superman. Superman can't destroy a city because that's going to kill a lot of people, and that's not Superman. Godzilla doesn't matter. He can just kill as many people as he wants. That's not the point. The point is the world balance, and that's his thing. But in this fight where the humans are also trying to help in their own ways, they eventually almost get like attacked, and then you see Mothra come in and save the humans. And she's like doing everything she can to help the humans and like get the other guys away. And it's the point where it's like, okay, you see how this symbiosis works. Even if you don't see it happen on screen all the time, you do see the balance. You see the balance of these characters. You see that Godzilla is the one, yes. He comes in and he just destroys everything. He does not give a crap about anything other than protecting the Earth and protecting the balance. Everything else is Mothra's job. Mothra's the one that's like, my husband just destroyed this entire city. I'm going to help fix it. Or my husband is out fighting this one thing. Let me protect all of the humans he's going to try to squash. That is Mothra's job in this. Mothra's job is to protect humanity, protect these humans, while Godzilla destroys everything to kill what's trying to kill him, trying to destroy the balance. Like, I love this movie. By God. I've just talked about it for almost an hour because it feels like it's amazing. It's like, holy shit, is it freaking cool. It has this, again, feeling of balance itself. The whole thing with, like, half of it being Kong. Like, 1/3 of it being Kong's whole thing, and, like, just through visuals alone, you could tell without him saying a word what he's thinking. you could tell what all the apes are thinking. Even like the swagger when this guy comes in like, oh, someone new. Or when he sees Kong has a metal tooth that points like, you're from the surface! Like, by God, like, I love this movie, and it's done without any words in that point. Like, yeah, we get some narration with stuff like, okay, why is Godzilla's doing this? Why is he doing this? Trying the mystery of that. And then when eventually we do get some narration on certain things like, Scar King's name, where it comes from the Inu, the whole, like, tapestries and stuff like that. Or carvings. We should think about Shima, how she's being controlled. But we all see visually how she's being controlled with, like, this little crystal thing on the end of the whip. We see that, like, this guy's a slaver kind of thing. And it's really good. I, like, legitimately, like, that's the things, like, yes, the ending little messes up because I feel like that should have been, like, the final fight should have been before going to then Hollow Earth to then have the climax there. But it's done really well. The human characters are fine, good, and I just love this movie. I love this movie a lot. It is so much damn fun. And the more I look at this, the more I think it is supposed to reference, like, the original Kong. Like, with the crazy eyes and everything. But yeah, because even, like, I just look at it too. Yeah, because even, like, if you look at the difference, this Kong doesn't even have his beard. Well, this one does. I'm pretty sure they just took, like, an idea of, like, I don't know if they took original Kong little toy or something. But, like, yeah, like, he doesn't even have his beard that he has. And, like, but yeah, like, sorry, I keep saying yeah. This is awesome. These are amazing. Like, this movie is amazing. I really legitimately, like, this, I legit think this is probably my favorite movie of the MonsterVerse now. And and it goes, like, it'll be this movie and then King of the Monsters, because King of the Monsters is great with Ghidorah, and the fights are so damn good. Skull Island is still a good movie, too. But again, it leads to the point where it's like, because, like, you don't have too much of that silly factor in that one, which I think is what you need. This one has that silly factor to the max. And that's not in a negative light. That's not like, oh yeah, like, that's not a negative light. It's in a sense of like, yeah, Godzilla turns pink because he absorbs so much radiation and he's supercharged now. You have Kong, like, with a gauntlet that shoots electricity to knock Godzilla the hell out. You have Mothra returning from radiation itself, to then come and save the king. And see, like, look, you need to work with the ape! And, like, now you have ideas of, like, different subterranean areas in Hollow Earth. You have now Mothra is now on this above, also with Godzilla. So, and also Godzilla goes back to Rome and sleeps in the Colosseum again. He's like, no, this is just where I live now. This is where I sleep now. This is my bed. And it's also kind of funny, too, because I also think because Godzilla has lost his home, which was that underwater Atlantis place in King of the Monsters. So I think, honestly, the reason why he goes, again, like, it's, you can infer these things. The reason why Godzilla goes back to Rome and stuff like that is because they're ancient ruins, like where he lived. That's where he probably likes to go and stay now. Because, like, it reminds him of his home. Yeah, this is great. I love this movie. It's legitimately really good. I feel bad for the people who kickstarted this, because I feel like you could have gotten a better story, like Godzilla fighting more monsters. You didn't have to add the robot, honestly, at this point. But you could have had, I think, a better villain in this. Maybe something more like hyping up, like Scar King and all that stuff. I don't know. This was okay. This was amazing. This movie is amazing. I love this movie so much. From the graphics are good. So also, like, when you see, like, the different, like, things on, like, Kong's face, a little, like, blemishes, or Godzilla's, like, I was like, it's beautiful. I love this a lot. I recommend this movie 100%. So if you love kaiju and stuff like that, I highly recommend it. Like, again, the only weird thing is the very end, when I'm like, you go from Hollow Earth with these big-ass battles to then just Brazil. Like, I feel like there should have been a tiny bit more there. A tiny bit more for the final one. But other than that, it's really great. I liked it a lot. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Show videos I've done. Links are in my Facebook. There's some videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. I gotta find somewhere to put these. I'm gonna obviously break them apart into the separate halves. But by God, is this not a cool? This might be my favorite like popcorn bucket. Also, like I saw that it was 2 halves, and I'm like, God damn it, do I have to buy 2 of them? And it was like, no, you can buy them as one. It's $25 or something. Okay, fine, good. But yeah, thanks for watching your videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. I can't wait to see what happens next. There's no after credit scene, which kind of sucks, but I'm hoping there's more being planned. I really, really, really do hope so, because I want to see more of this. This is so damn good. But thanks for watching your videos, and we will see you later. I have to get the giant Scar King, and they should make a big giant like Shimo one, because I want another Shimo figure too. It is still great, but just a bigger one would be so badass also.